right. Well, welcome to the first ever podcast. First off, I need to wish everybody a very, very, very happy holiday. I hope you're enjoying your time. If you're anything like me, I got some last minute shopping to do, so typical waiting to the last minute, gotta fight with everything. I cannot begin to explain to you how excited we are for the upcoming year. And all the personal and professional development that we have in store. My name is Jason. I go by the pen name of Linwood Gale, for those of you who are honestly old enough to remember what pen names are. Why Linwood Gale? Well, to be honest with you, the more podcasts we do, the more videos we do, the more we get to connect and get to know one another, I'm sure the story of Linwood Gale will eventually come out. But a little bit about me, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm an active duty military member, currently serving in the United States Air Force. I'm pretty much just like each and every one of you listening. So the title of this podcast being the first one, the inaugural podcast, is honestly why we are here. To understand why we're here, we got to go back in time a little bit. I told you I'm not much different than the majority of the individuals listening to this. About 6 years ago, I was just like most people in society today. I was a little unfulfilled. I always had this feeling that there was more to life, that I had more to offer, and I always struggled with it. It was at that time in my military career that I was afforded the awesome opportunity to run an airman leadership school. I spent about 4 years investing myself in others' growth. It was funny, when I did that, that's when I started finding the fulfillment. That's when I started finding the happiness that I believed was missing in my life. That's when I honestly found what I feel is my purpose, my calling, if you will. It was all through the development, not only my development, but in the development of others. But why? Right? I think we ask ourselves that all the time. Why? Why did development honestly make me feel this fulfilled feeling? And I got to be honest with you, I sat back and I thought about it for a while I was reflecting, and I came up with 6 things. 6 things that I believe were the reason that this development idea, this development concept was so fulfilling for me, and I believe also others. The first item on why I believe development is so important to our fulfillment and happiness is self-awareness. Look, I get it. This is probably a very unpopular opinion, but I honestly believe the majority of the issues we face in our lives are self-inflicted, meaning that we control our decision making. We control what situations we're put in because of certain decisions that we make. Self-awareness allows us to know the areas in our lives that we need improvement on. Remember, it's growth and development that equal happiness. The second thing that I believe development brings to us is a sense of direction. A lot of us are struggling with these feelings of sadness and depression, which I know many out there struggle with on a day-to-day basis. But sometimes I wonder if when I was struggling and feeling unfulfilled, was I really depressed, or did I know deep down I just wasn't living my fullest potential, if you will? I think a lot of us feel that way. A lot of us wake up every day and know that there's something more out there. We become stagnant. We lack a sense of direction. And that's one of the things that focusing on development brings back to us. The third thing that I believe development brings to us is improved focus. This world is full of nothing but distractions. Everywhere you turn, there is a distraction or something taking you away from what you believe your goal is. And to be honest with you, it's hard to reach your destination or your goal, if you will. Number one, if you don't know where you're going, and number two, if you're constantly distracted by the day-to-day things in your life. You know, when we understand our purpose, when we understand that we have an end goal and what that end goal is, we get that sense of direction in our lives. And it's a heck of a lot easier waking up every morning knowing that we're waking up for a purpose. The number four thing, motivation. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I can do an entire podcast on my feelings and opinions about motivation. But to keep it short and sweet, motivation comes and goes. We all know this, we all struggle with it. There's days we feel extremely motivated and other days where we don't. And more people battle with this than not, right? Motivation comes and goes. I could honestly do an entire thing on just motivation. It's funny when I'm starting to think about it and it's starting to roll through my mind. The one thing I can tell you about motivation is that action usually precedes motivation, right? It's the act of getting to the gym, if you will, that will allow us to get there, work out, start eating healthy, start seeing changes, and then all of a sudden, poof, we're more motivated. Well, development does that for us, right? When we are growing, when we are improving, it's that little daily reminder that, yeah, you know what? I am getting better. Holy smokes, I am a little bit more motivated. Number five, development brings us more resiliency. Look, life's hard. We struggle. We all face obstacles. We all face challenges. We all face hurdles that honestly can wear us down day in and day out. But when we start working towards the best versions of ourselves through development, man, we're improving mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially. We're improving in all these areas, which makes us stronger. We all heard the cliche saying that life doesn't get any easier, you just become stronger. That all ties back to development. And lastly, the number six thing, which is honestly why I even started creating this list to begin with, fulfillment. Development brings fulfillment. When you develop, you grow. And when you grow, the people around you start to grow. The feeling of investing yourself to become the best version of you, and then taking your growth and then investing it in someone else, that feeling is almost undescribable, right? It's that feeling of fulfillment that you are getting closer to being what you're meant to be, and in turn are helping others. That's a fulfilled life. So that's it. There's my quick six. Again, I'm sure there's countless other reasons out there. If you know them, shoot them to me. Let's have a discussion. Like, trust and believe, I know this list is not the end all be all. There are plenty other reasons out there on why development for us is so vitally important. So look, drop me a line, let me know some of them. I would love to expand some of this list. Honestly, like let's connect on this. But honestly, those six things in that development and my fulfillment, that's what my time at the leadership school taught me, right? The undisputed, unarguable importance of development, self-development, and then the development of others. As such, CODE was born. Now, CODE stands for Catalyst of Development Enterprises, right? Our purpose is to help you find your purpose. Our purpose is to invest in you, to become a catalyst in your growth and development, in hopes that you will become a catalyst in other people's lives. Again, helping out others is one of the things I believe that we were put on this earth for. Now, I know a lot of you are sitting down and you're asking yourself now, cool, got it, but why should we listen to you? Why should I hit that subscribe button? Why should I continue to listen to these podcasts or go out and watch these videos, week in and week out? Like, what makes you any different than the hundreds of thousands of people that are already out here doing the same exact thing? Honestly, I know what you're asking yourself right now. Why should I continue to listen? Look, to start, again, the folks that will be talking to you on these podcasts and in these videos, they're no different than you are, right? We are husbands, wives, mothers, fathers, sons, daughters. We're friends. Some of us are employees, business owners. Some of us struggle day to day. The majority of us struggle day to day. We are just like you. We have challenges. We all face the same things. Parenting. Parenting is a huge challenge that a lot of us face. Or how about even going to school, getting through school, trying to find your purpose in school. The folks that we'll be bringing on and talking are no different than you. We're not multimillionaires. I'm not recording this in my, my mansion. I definitely don't have Ferraris and stuff sitting outside. We're you. We are just like you, and we face everyday challenges just like you. With that, we look for everyday opportunities of development that we sometimes miss, or we overlook, or we don't pay enough attention to. Look, I'm going to be honest with you, I have nothing against the people that get out there and give these motivational and inspirational speeches. They're great. I listen to them. I listen to them very regularly. But we talked about it a little bit beforehand. Motivation wears off. Right? It doesn't last. Right? So the goal of code is not to motivate. The goal is not to inspire. The goal is to educate. I want to educate you to be able to motivate and inspire yourself. Because let's be honest, I'm not always going to be around, right? The people in my life that motivate me are not always going to be around. I cannot use them as a crutch and start falling back to my old ways. Right? Our goal is to educate you. Code will provide actionable and tangible steps in order to educate you, right? We'll strive to be interactive, right? We'll strive to connect with our listeners, right? It'll be through your feedback, through your messages, through your responses. That's how we'll dictate how some of these lessons and topics are going to be presented. It's what you need. Because let's be honest, we're all in this together. We're all going to grow together, right? Actionable and tangible steps, right? Interactive. Right? We want to hear from you. We want to connect from you. It doesn't matter if we go live on some of these, if we do phone calls on some of these, like this podcast is flexible enough to be tailored to specific needs of our listeners. On top of actionable and tangible items, we're going to give you homework to do. Right? Now I know, don't shy away and turn me off just yet, right? But we're going to give you homework. At the end of every lesson or topic, there'll be homework, actionable steps that you can take that you'll need for the next episode or for the next discussion, right? Most importantly, we want to hear from you because we want to help hold you accountable. Shoot, I'll be completely transparent with some of the goals that I set for myself, some of the developmental topics that I'm working on, so you can in turn hold me accountable. That's how we do this. We're in this development together. We will be taking this journey with you, hand in hand, side by side, growing and developing together. I even made a list of some of the topics. Just off the top of my head, I brainstormed some topics that we could discuss. Communication, problem solving, team dynamics, negotiation, trust, resiliency, failing, goal setting, critical thinking, depression, giving back, asking for help, emotional intelligence, letting go of toxic people, problems versus predicaments, overcoming hurt. We can discuss soft skills. The possibilities are endless. So what's next? Honestly, I can't think of a better topic to start out with than goal setting and strategy, right? 'Tis the season, and we're all in that phase right now, the final 2 or so weeks of the calendar year, where we're starting to think about resolutions and goals and what we want to be, right? What's funny is we do this dance every single year. Every year we do this same dance where we will set up these resolutions, right? And we may even write them down or create a vision board. And the statistics show that 85 to 90% of people are not successful or fail within the first 3 months of the year. This cannot continue. We have to change this dynamic, right? So how are we going to do this? We're going to do this together. So the first topic we will discuss next week is just that. It is goal setting and strategy. We're going to find out why we continue to be not successful on some of the things we established during the new year. Again, it's a win-win, right? I'm going to be transparent with you. I hope you're transparent with me. But I honestly want this year to be different for you. And that's why I cannot think of a better way to start than with this topic. I want you to be successful. Shoot, I want to be successful. We're going to get to it. And we're going to get to it starting next week. So your homework. Now, I told you, I warned you that there was going to be homework every single week. Your homework for this week is easy. You're already doing it anyway, right? We already talked about people at this time of year sitting down and starting to set New Year's resolutions and doing all this. Well, first off, we're not setting resolutions. We are setting goals. So I got a two-phased approach to your homework for this week. First, I really want you to envision yourself in the next 5 years. In a perfect world, when you close your eyes and picture yourself 5 years from now, what does that look like? How are you dressed? What's your health look like? Where are you living? What job do you have? If you have children, what are they doing? What kind of car are you driving? What neighborhood are you in? If you could achieve everything you want, what do you look like 5 years from now? And I want you to write that down. I want you to be as detailed as possible. Detail is key. But what also is key is to be realistic, right? I don't want you to set some crazy goal, right? Let's be real. In 5 years from now, I'm not going to be playing in the NBA, right? As much as I may want to. It's just not going to happen. I want you to be realistic when you're envisioning yourself, but do not sell yourself short. Make sure that where you see yourself in 5 years is not only doable, but it's challenging. That's the key. It has to be challenging. If it was easy, you would have already done it. Be realistic, but make it challenging. Envision it in your mind's eye. Right? That's your first one, your 5-year you. Now, the second part of this homework. Take that 5-year you and really start to think about 2020. Really start to think about what 2020 is going to look like for you. What steps do you need to take in order to reach that 5-year you? Again, what goals, what aspirations, what things do you need to strategically accomplish to be well on your way to reaching that 5-year you. You're going to write these down as well. You're going to be as descriptive and detailed as possible. I would suggest you take a few hours, you clear your mind, and you really give this some thought. Write them down. Be specific. Be detailed. Be realistic, but be challenging. Make sure they get you out of your comfort zone. That's where growth happens, right? You're going to need both of these for the next podcast. And the best part about it is I'm going to hop out on social media probably within the next few days, right? Until next week happens. And I'm going to start dropping little videos and little tips and tricks that will help you in establishing some of these goals. Some of the things that I have found have worked out best for me. Some of the things that I've researched that have worked out best for the highest of achievers in our society. Right? And I'll be dropping these little nuggets throughout the week until our next podcast in order to help you out. But that's it. That's your homework. Two-phased approach. Number one, the 5-year you. In a perfect world, what does that look like? And number two, your focus on 2020. What steps do you need to accomplish to be well on your way to reaching the 5-year you? So that's it. That's the first podcast. And to be honest with you, it's a little nerve-wracking sitting here. I'm still getting used to not talking to people, but to a camera or to a microphone. But again, I cannot be more pumped and excited for what this year has to offer, for what this upcoming year has to bring, for what it has in store, right? I'm doing it regardless. I am going to make massive growth and massive development this upcoming year. I'm asking you to take that journey with me. I'm asking you to go step by step. Shoot, I'm asking you to help me. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help you. All I'm asking is the same in return. But I could not be more excited. When we sit down this time again in 2020, the growth and the development that we have attained is going to blow our minds. Not only that, our impact on others is going to be even more amazing. Like, if you can't feel this now, if you can't start to, like, if this doesn't get you excited now, oh man, we're gonna have to check your pulse, right? This is the year that we finally make the changes to start moving towards the persons we were always meant to be. I don't even want to hit stop on this. That's how excited I am, right? But I'm going to try to keep this short. I'm going to try to keep it under 25 minutes. I'm doing pretty good right now. So I will sign off by saying this. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving me your time. I know it's valuable, but I promise you, this is all going to be worth it. So until next time, continue unlocking the code to reach your fullest potential. Be a catalyst of development. Have a great day.